Does creatine cause hair loss? Is one of the most searched questions on Google in relation to creatine. But where did that idea come from? Is there truth to it? Let's start by briefly looking at the science of hair loss, and then looking at how creatine plays a part, if any. The science of hair loss. Hair loss can arise from a myriad of factors, including genetics, hormonal imbalances, and health conditions. A key hormone implicated in hair loss is dihydrotestosterone, DHT, a derivative of testosterone. Individuals with a genetic predisposition often experience hair thinning when DHT binds to scalp follicle receptors. Creatine and hormones. The conjecture linking creatine to hair loss stems from its potential impact on hormone levels. A notable study suggested that creatine supplementation might increase the conversion of testosterone to DHT. It's this correlation that has sparked the debate on whether elevated DHT levels due to creatine can accelerate hair loss. But let's look at the evidence. Evidence of creatine-induced hair loss. A closer look. The debate over whether creatine supplementation leads to hair loss has largely been fueled by a study that reported increased DHT levels in male rugby players after high-dose creatine use. This study has become the fulcrum of the argument for those concerned about the supplement's side effects. However, a critical examination of the research reveals several reasons to question its conclusiveness. The study in question measured the DHT levels of athletes before and after a loading phase of creatine supplementation, which involved a higher intake than the standard maintenance dose. The results indicated a rise in DHT levels, which are believed to contribute to hair loss, particularly in individuals with a genetic predisposition to male pattern baldness. However, the study has not been without its critics. The primary concerns raised include sample size, duration, and lack of replication. Broader research context. When placed in the context of broader research, the evidence suggesting that creatine leads to hair loss becomes even less compelling. Numerous other studies have investigated creatine's effects on the body and have not reported increased hair loss as a side effect. Furthermore, the link between DHT and hair loss, while well established, does not account for the complexity of hair loss etiology, which involves multiple genetic and environmental factors. The verdict on creatine and hair loss. Given the lack of substantial evidence to support the claim that creatine supplementation directly causes hair loss, and considering the methodological limitations of the study that sparked this concern, it is reasonable to conclude that creatine, in and of itself, is not a likely culprit for hair loss. The singular study's findings, while worth noting, do not provide a strong enough foundation to establish a direct causal relationship between creatine use and hair loss.